Welcome back to another episode of the No Shame Podcast, and today we have a very, very special guest. The one and only Big Dog is here with us today. How you doing?
What is up, peeps? How are you guys?
We're good. We're good.
Nice to have you on finally.
Yeah, no, it's a pleasure. It's an honor to have you here after such a long time. We've actually wanted you on here for like since the beginning, so it's been it's been a minute.
It's my
But
pleasure to be on here with you guys. You guys know as well as I do, it's been an interesting back end to 2025, and having a child and all of that fun stuff kind of plays a factor in how limited you are in time. But I'm glad to be here, glad to help you guys out and be a part of this.
yeah,
Yeah, and it's glad we're glad that you're back at Merc.
yeah.
That's
So
that seems
yeah.
to be a hot topic. That seems to be a really hot topic as of late with everybody.
It,
Well, when I joined Merc, you were still around, but you was on your way out.
Right, right.
So
So I can expand upon that if that's something you guys want to talk about right quick.
sure.
I don't
Um,
mind. Go for it. Go for it.
Uh, so obviously, being a gamer is a little bit different. Being a gamer, you can get on and play the game with your friends and stuff. That's not really taxing, right? I'm sure it can be a little mentally draining. And always, you got to take care of mental health, no matter what it is that you're doing, whether it be gaming, whether it be running an esports company, all of the above, whether it be just living everyday life. That's super important. Well,
Mm,
um, as you all know, having hundreds of people inside of a Discord and trying to manage hundreds of personalities can be challenging, very, very, very challenging. And then you deal with people who have infighting and other issues, and you're trying to deal with all of those things. What I like to do is you can picture it kind of like one of those Marvel Captain America scenes where he's got his shield and he's just trying to shield everybody that's behind him from. Oh my gosh, my camera thing. AI tracking on my camera. Just interrupt. I mean, you can't have a good podcast. God bless. My goodness. Um, so he, so Captain America, kind of holding, the shield in front of himself, kind of keeping all of the flack and everything back from our members is kind of how you have to picture it. And eventually, even Captain America gets wore down. Anybody who is doing that for a long period of time and trying to keep the community safe from some of that stuff, your mental takes a little bit of a hit. So it actually started affecting my health. A lot of
yeah.
people don't know. A lot of our members don't know. Um, and two, me and my wife struggled for years with infertility. Well, as I was making my way, kind of stepping down from the presidency role because I had fulfilled so many things. We had done the we had done the sponsorship stuff, checked off the list. We had built a community where we had changed people's lives, kind of checked off the list. To the point we not only did we literally changed people's lives forever. We put people in new homes. We've done things that we've bought people new systems to be able to play and game. We've paid people's bills to help them out. We've worked with people on their mental health, literally changing lives, and that's been something that's super exciting for us and me to be able to have the opportunity in hand to do that. But that's very very taxing. And so
Mm,
I kind of knew that we were checking all of those things off the box, and we had a great run doing that. But I also felt that if I stayed as the president of Merck at that current time, that I would continue to be stagnant or level, and I didn't want that. I felt like we needed a new, revitalized change, but also I didn't realize my impact. I didn't truthfully realize my impact until I stepped away. Until much like you guys have expressed already, hey, Dakota's kind of back. Things are a lot different, and they are. And it's no secret there for sure that the what everybody has kind of called the big dog effect is a real thing. And I appreciate that. I'm very humble in that, and I don't try to have any in a spotlight because it's not something that I aspire to have. I aspire to see everybody else around me shine and to be successful in their range. So to get in the meat and potatoes of why I stepped away, mental health, physical health. I was actually hospitalized because I would stay up at night. I would answer calls. People from Merck would text or call me at 2 in the morning. I've had countless conversations dealing with talking people off the edge of a cliff, dealing with mental health, suicidal thoughts, and stuff. And so, again, very pleased that I was trusted enough to be able to lend a hand in that and to help individuals. and just being an ear for people to listen and to talk and a shoulder to kind of cry on. But as you all know, those things can weigh on you as well. So definitely took some time away. Infertility was a struggle. Had our first child after years, and so very blessed to have a little girl that is kind of my whole world now. And since I've gotten back into the gaming thing, found a good balance. I've really enjoyed it and really enjoyed not only the games that have come out, but the community as well, and kind of ramping things up as you guys have seen over the last few months.
Yeah, well,
That's awesome.
congratulations on the child, and yeah, honestly, it's nice to actually have you back, and like you said, like there was a big dog effect, like when you was
Yes.
gone. And I was saying this, I said this to Blaze so many times, like it didn't feel like Merc, it felt like just a Discord community. Now that you're back, it feels like home now, and
Yeah.
especially for someone who's overseas, this is my home.
Well, that's so that's a I guess so. You know, usually you guys are the ones. It's your podcast, you're hosting, but I'm gonna flip the script here. Let's hear your guys' perspective on that. Right? What was it like while? And it's kind of maybe a little bit of a negative thing, but let's hear your guys' perspective of when I was away, and then let's hear when obviously when I come back. But also, I'd like to see your guys' experience too. Like, what were some of the good things that you found too while I was away? Um, as well. So kind of just
Um.
hear from your guys because I kind of gave you guys a long-winded answer to what I said, but I want to hear your guys' opinion. This is your guys' show. Let's hear what you guys have to say too.
So my experience, I joined before you were about to leave, and I remember Merc Clan was alive and all this fun stuff, and I was kind of I'm not shy person that doesn't really like talking to people until I meet them and talk to them. After you left, I think Wolf messaged me about making content together, and then me, Wolf, and Snail started playing a lot together, and that's how me and Wolf got the podcast started because I brought it up to his idea. Then there was the Black Ops 6 competitive COD team, and they were looking for a B team. That was hell to manage because I was the captain of the B team, and that was complete another hell because only 3 of us would show up for practice, and then we had 2 people quit mid scrimmage against the A team,
Oh
and
no.
Tombstone didn't know what to do. Luna didn't know what to do. It was a mess. Luna had to step in and play with us for the rest of that scrimmage, and I was like, "Oh, we
Oh
need BigDog. He would know what to do."
no. Nah.
And then the moment
Should,
you
should we
came
should we
back, I
tell them
was
the
like,
story?
"Okay."
We won't say who because it
So
you know
the
keep it
story
anonymous.
is, we were
Keep it
doing a
anonymous. Keep
scrimmage,
it anonymous.
and there's a person, I'm not gonna say who, that was on the team, and Loki kept on diddying him in BO6. And he started yelling and he said, "I'm too old to play against these kids. I'm 30 years old, blah, 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 blah," and he just left.
So
Yeah.
it sounds to me, like obviously some of that stuff, which has hopefully resolved itself over the last few months.
Yes.
Um, definitely excited that it's kind of gotten back to where, and I guess this is my opinion too, of where it needs to be at. And so, where we're at now over the last few months, what have you guys seen that has been just, I would say, either enlightening or how do you feel now since I have come back, and what do you think is the trajectory of Merc going in 2026?
I have
I think
definitely noticed the
yeah,
server being more alive ever since you
yeah,
came back.
yeah. It's been more growing. I've seen like with me and Blaze have met some new people that we've started hanging out. They've hopping into VC with us. They've been playing games with us, and it's been a really good time to actually see new people that have come from our Christmas party that have now hopped in and actually been active in the Discord.
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to do. I, and I sit here and we talk about the big dog effect, but it's not just me. So behind the scenes, we have a great admin team who diligently works. And then obviously the owners of Merc coming together to form a really good team going into 2026 with people who care for one another more than just sitting behind the computer, more than just picking up a controller. People who genuinely care about people, and that's something that our entire admin team strives to do day in day out. Again, so I can sit here and I can talk about the things that I'm glad that I've had the opportunity to do. But without that admin team and without the people who have worked, especially our staff as well, I'm nothing, right? I can sit here and I can do all of these things, but we have to have a team to go and execute. And so I don't want to have all the focal point on me because I do want to give them their flowers and same level of love and respect. And you guys know that as well. You guys serve on staff and work closely with that. It can be a daunting task at times to work with staff and to have meetings. I would venture to say that I spend probably in a month's time now, especially since I've been back, probably 20 to 40 hours, anywhere in that spectrum of strictly meetings, strictly getting together with staff. If you guys can hear my daughter in the back, I'm sorry if she's over there. She's trying to be a part of this podcast as well. But I enjoy that. I enjoy having those meetings to get to know our staff a little closer, to get to have the opportunity to talk with our admin team to find new ideas. And going into 2026, there's a lot of good plans that we've set down and kind of groundwork, as you have seen, kind of culminating to that, right? And so again, give them their flowers because we do have great people on staff and admin team here at Murder for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, which that actually leads into my first question. When people hear the word Merc Clan or the name Merc Clan, in 5 years from now, where do you hope they can associate that name with, and why?
Heart, heart. Sure, we can sit here and we can talk about the esports side of things. We can talk about the gaming community. We can talk about all of this and we can talk about all of that. But in the reality, I want people to look at Merck and say, okay, that community actually cared, right? And you never know what tomorrow's going to bring. You don't know what 6 months down the road is. You have no clue, right? I try to live a year at a time. And what I mean by that is I try to have things planned out going forward. And Merck, and this is kind of pulling back the curtain a little bit. If you notice, now we have all of our events. Our events are scheduled almost a year in advance, close to it already. So we really try to focus on scheduling everything a year at a time. So I don't know truthfully what could happen. I really don't. But I want people to say, when it's all said and done, 5 years, a year, 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, if the doors do close on Merck, I want people to look at it and say, hey, I'm thankful for that community. When that post goes up on social media, hey guys, we have closed the doors, which may never happen, right? This could stay a whole thing,
Yeah,
and that could never happen.
touch wood,
Uh,
touch wood, touch wood.
yeah, it could never happen, and that's the ultimate goal. But if that were to happen, let's just live in a hypothetical. If that were to happen, I want the comment section to be, "Thanks for changing my life. Thanks for impacting me. Thanks for helping me with some mental stuff that I was struggling with." And I think that we have already done so many. When you talk about real change and real impact on individuals' lives, we have literally taken people out of their home and put them in an entirely different home in an entirely different state and got their life on track and helped them get through the hardest times of their life, right? We have done that on multiple occasions. We've done that with individuals who haven't had the game. For example, like this last month, I know there's some people who struggle with buying the new Call of Duty. We were able to impact their life by helping them purchase that game. And it's because of their dedication to us, dedication to the people around them. We want to give back. We want to do that. Are we rich? Absolutely not. Do we have money flowing at Merck? Absolutely not. Do I get paid to put on all the time and effort at Merck? Absolutely not. I get zero out of this. In fact, I take money out of my own pocket to impact people because you can't put a price tag on changing somebody's life and heart. You can't. And so that's what I want, and that's the why behind it. I want people to look at Merck and say, hey, they gave it 110% with their members. They loved on people. If somebody had an issue and they reached out, they got the level 11 support, which is why we have the Merck Mindful tab in the Discord. That showcases all kinds of different avenues and professional help if people need it. Again, we're not professionals, but we give it one hell of a shot and try to make sure that we do the best that we can do. So, yeah, I would say the biggest thing that I would want us to be known for is our heart and the compassion for others.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with that. I think every member at Merc has, got 100%, 100% like something in their heart. And I want to bring up that I recently had a really rough time at work, and I lost my job. And I was talking to Blaze about it, and out of the blue, he goes, check your Steam notifications, and he's gifted me some games. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Then, like, he goes, Merry Christmas. It's like, oh, what the fuck? And then I'm chilling with bartender, and I'm sat there playing 2XKO. It's a fighting game. He goes, no, no, check your Steam notifications. He gives me Tekken 8, the deluxe edition, right? I'm sat here like, what the fuck, Matt? That's fucking $50 you just spent. Like, I'll be real. People in Merkland are just absolutely amazing, and that's why I love this community. Like, it's amazing to be here, and I'm going into my second year of being in Merc, and I'm looking forward to staying in here for as long as I can.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Mert Clan has changed my entire like life with content and shit because I joined being like, what is this? I don't know what's going on. And then I started meeting new people around the world, became friends with them, started making content, all this stuff, and now here we are. I think I came up on 2 years in September. 2 years later, still here.
Yeah, it's
Awesome.
it's it's,
It's awesome.
it's nuts. It's nuts. Um, yeah, no, honestly, I think Merc has changed so many lives, especially mine. Because I've always wanted to make content with people, and I've just not really found the right people. Now I found the right people. It's just a matter of time where, you know, one day you'll end up blowing up, and it will just, go from there, and it will get the name of Merc out there.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the content side of things, something good to get into. It's 50% skill, 50% luck. Honestly,
Yeah.
it is, and it might even be more luck than it is skill. To be honest, in the world that we live in today, if you find something that's funny, a little niche in the community, it's all of those things can play a factor in having the luck on your side, and that's really the big thing. Um, one thing that we have not really focused on is pushing that side of things. And here's why. And I don't think Merck's ever going to be. This might be breaking news. Who knows? I don't know. But uh, after a long conversation, I don't think that we aspire to be a true what you would call esports community in the competitive world. And there's reasons why. The biggest reason is that world is ridiculously toxic. Okay.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I Most of you people who are listening to the podcast or are watching have played with me in Call of Duty or play games. I am pretty good at the game. By no means do I have a. I'm not the best. I am not the best. There's no doubt about it. But I'm good enough. I'm good enough to have a overall ADR of a 2 point plus. Right. That's pretty good. And so when you look at that, I also know that I'm not a competitive player. I'm never going to be. I have no aspirations to be a competitive player. And the biggest reason why is because I feel that it takes so much time to do that and to get involved with that that I lose the opportunity to truthfully impact somebody's life.
Oh yeah.
If you ask yourself and you sit back and ask yourself, well, what do you gain from being a esports player, right? First thing you have to do is check off the list. Okay, all of the professional esports players are in their 20s, or which I am as well. Newsflash, breaking news, maybe to people who don't know that as well. Um, they're younger. They are making it a career, right? This is all they do day in day out. I am a happily married man to my beautiful wife. I have a daughter. I am a family man. I am a full time employee. I also try to run everything else. I don't have time to be a professional Call of Duty player. Okay. And so, saying all of that to say that when you become comp and when you try to start doing those things, the the skill set and the dedication is 5 times or 10 times higher than anything else. Playing in public matches, doing any of that stuff, it is 10 times the dedication, 10 times the headache. It is very, 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 very difficult. Also,
Yeah.
it is very difficult to maintain friendships with that. just when we started this, you guys talked about some issues that you had, and that was on a small scale. Imagine if you try to take it to a larger scale. It is
Oh
very
yeah.
difficult. And the last thing we want is to lose friendships. I think the best place for Merc is to focus on other things like bringing the community together to do some competitive stuff. And what I mean by competitive, I mean playing against other communities in the space and doing other things or having collab events with them. Uh, I don't mean like, okay, we're going to do CDL rules, we're going to do all of this stuff. I don't mean any of that. And the reason for that, again, this might be breaking news. The reason for that is because I think my viewpoint and my love for the members is much stronger than any competitive win, anything that has to do with practices or people not showing up or getting frustrated. Because, again, you guys know this as well as I do, being somebody who wants to win matches. If somebody fumbles and messes up, football reference here, if somebody fumbles on the 1 yard line and costs us the game, you're going to have some animosity toward that person. And you don't want that, right? And so
No, of
I
course.
think it's very, very, very difficult to have a successful community that focuses on hearts and minds and do competitive stuff at a higher level, right? So you have to choose one. And after a very long conversation with the owners at Merck, a very long conversation with our admin team, I think our focus is hearts and minds for sure. Um, but also having a competitive edge and doing stuff that's smart that makes sense for everybody. So again, might be breaking news. Don't know. And you may have already known that. And if you did already know that, good. I'm glad. Um, but yeah, just shine a little bit of light on that topic.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
Speaking of Merc Clan, I asked Luna about this, and she gave me a little insight about Merc Clan. But I want to get from your point of view or perspective. How did you come up with Merc Clan?
Good question. Just playing the game with friends. Just playing the game. It's the simplest answer. But you know me, I'm not going to give you a simple answer. I'm gonna give you everything that I got. Uh, so just playing Call of Duty, right? Call of Duty was where Merclan started. I have done the gaming esports community, whatever you want to call it, for years. So I started. So this right here is a everybody knows what this is. It's a gavel. Okay, and scripted on this gavel says "Built on self success, Boss Clan, Big Dog the Boss One, leader." Okay, what this is a gavel that was gifted to me by my Call of Duty clan that I ran from the time I was 12 years old until the time I was 20.
That's
So,
nuts.
most of you know that most people know that I did that in Call of Duty, strictly Call of Duty. I never ventured into the new space and to have the conglomerate that we've built here at Merck until Merck, right? I never got out of that box. I was very content with having 75 members playing Call of Duty all the time, having some game nights, fun stuff, simple, very simple stuff. Not going out and doing the partnerships, not going out and playing other games, not expanding, the Discord, none of those things really I had aspirations to do. But gaming from a young age helped me get through some of the things. My mother battled drug addiction, her most of her life. It eventually was one of the leading causes of her passing in 2021. And so to deal with those things, and it's very tough as a kid to watch that and deal with the abuse from that and to kind of combat all of those things you're dealing with at home. Uh, but when I got and sat down, to that controller, and when I come in from class and played the game, it was my release. It was an opportunity for me to get away and escape life. And so if I had the opportunity to share that and to kind of help people get that same release, I was going to do that. That was my main focus. That's what I wanted to do with my life. Do I have aspirations to do it at the highest level? Sure. Do I think that it's ever going to happen? No, because this industry is a very dog eat dog industry, and you have
Yeah.
to get to the top. To be honest, to get to the top, you have to you have to hurt people. You have to
Mm-hmm.
be mean. You have to do. And if I have to do that to any one person and be nasty to any one person, I don't want to be at the top, right? I'm fine with being where I'm at. So we sat down. I've known, which past would be Sacred Raptor, then turned into Fenrir, then turned into Phoenix. All of this stuff, which served as the past president of Merck. He now goes by Merck Phoenix, which is Donald. I've known Donald since I was a kid, since I was 12 years old. Me and Donald reconnected a few years ago, and I had already built a little group, Tango, which is a owner of Merck as well. He was a part of what we had started, and I just started Merck as a little small, again, small community on Call of Duty to kind of do things. Well, that continued to grow. I'm a very like goal oriented person. I wanted to see things, and I always told this is where the flavor stuff comes in. I always told Donald, I said, and this is always an aspiration as a kid. I said one day our company will be on the side of a energy can, and I always said that. And uh, fast forward to Merck, we achieved those goals, and it's to members like yourself, people who are dedicated to the cause to achieve those goals. Um,
Mm.
and there's the can right there. So one of the more prouder moments that I have had, and very thankful for that, and thankful for our members supporting that and pushing that across the finish line because that is something that was key in that. But again, what created Merck was me being behind a computer screen, a TV, having a controller in my hand, escaping life, escaping the realities of things. So small, but turned into something great. It actually, we sat in a lobby for 7 hours creating this logo, right?
Jesus.
Set 7 hours creating this. We wanted to be different, right? If you look at this logo, you have the M, which you have the C from Burnt Clan, but also there's the three. And this right here makes the three. Most people don't realize that it also makes a three in there, which is our one brand, one team, one goal. Uh, People don't realize that. So another little cool Easter egg thing, if you will, for our logo. But we put a lot of thought into it because this color also isn't widespread. You have a lot of yellows, reds, greens, blues. This right here was not widespread across the board, and we wanted to be a little different. So yeah, all of that played a factor in it, and it's been a great ride, and I'm glad that I continue to be on the cart that's going forward.
Yeah,
What
that's amazing.
What's funny is I used to put Merc in my clan tag in Call of Duty before I even heard about Merc Clan because of a YouTuber.
Would that happen to be Merc Music by chance?
Yes, it was.
Okay, so it's funny you say that too because we didn't actually know about Merc Music until after we had already done our thing, which was crazy because we did the Merc stuff, but obviously through just doing our stuff and posting stuff and stuff coming up on Google, you now see us right there with Merc Music, which completely separate. We have no affiliation with him. Logos completely different. All of that stuff. Um, Not saying that I wouldn't be open to a collab. I
Yeah.
definitely would be open to a collab working together. But yeah, definitely completely different from him and his audience and community.
Yeah. Going back to what you're saying about like coming home from like class and just jumping on and stuff. I was heavily bullied growing up from middle school to high school, and coming home I just jump on and just chill, just play games, and that was my escape from reality, and that's what got me into gaming. I mean, mind you, growing up I was playing games, playing the Game Boy, playing the Wii, playing the 360. I was still playing games at a young age, but when I was going through my bullying, that's what really got me to kind of push myself and kind of be who I want to be. Sorry about that. Yeah, no, that's what got me pushing to be who I want to be, being a content creator, being a streamer, doing what I want to do. And then come a few years later, I'm in college, and I actually started my own little clan. I actually called it WFZ, which was short for Wolves. Um, it had a few people in there. I did start a tournament. few tournaments for like Fortnite and all that stuff. Um, but yeah, I stopped doing it. I thought, you know what? Nah, it's not for me. I think I'd rather be part of something, rather be the main person who runs it all. Because back then I didn't really understand the whole business aspect of things, even though I studied business in school. But now growing up, I understand the whole business side of stuff. I understand the whole management side of stuff as well. So I get where you're coming from.
Definitely, it's definitely a lot more challenging sitting in this seat than it is being a member. It is a lot more challenging, and members have their struggles too. So I'm not naive to that. I think that members have struggles and they want to achieve things and they want to achieve their personal goals. And so hopefully that's what we try to do. We try to give a platform for people to network and to come in. And one thing that we wanted to veer away from is we've seen and have seen a lot of bad communities become this follow for follow type community.
Mm.
We
Oh
didn't
yeah,
want that. We wanted people to organically come together, have a safe platform to be together. And if you enjoy somebody's content and that person is in here and they're active in the Discord, they can gain a few hundred people to come in and enjoy their stuff and to like them. All you gotta do is work for it, right? And so if you're working for it inside the Discord, you're gonna earn every bit of that. That's what we wanted. We wanted a place where somebody can come and work for their goals and they become obtainable, right? Because you have to have hard work. Hard work has to come with anything that is successful, anything that you want to do. Nothing in life is going to be given to you, but we can make it a little easier, and that's really what we try to do. Try to make it a little easier.
Yeah, I
no, of course,
I
yeah,
have to give a huge shout out to, of course, the entire Merc clan for helping me hit affiliate on Twitch. That was a pain.
yeah. I was there for that ride. It was a struggle for you.
I streamed for like an
We're
entire month. It was insane.
this might be breaking news too. Um, we're in 2026. We're going to really focus on a affiliate program to help and assist members and new people who are coming in. Obviously, you have to meet certain requirements. You have to be active in the Discord. I think we're doing like a 30-day minimum. You have to be involved with the community. You have to communicate in the Discord chats and play games and be a part of that. But we're going to start our stream team and even some of the admin as well as staff. We're going to start trying to push people to their affiliate goals and help people at least reach their affiliate dreams and goals and aspirations coming in. So that's exciting.
Yeah, I look forward to that. And I mean, I was there when Blaze was struggling with his affiliate, and I mean I was there when I was struggling for my own affiliate program stuff. It was a struggle. It took me a long time. I hit it a couple years ago, like 4 years ago, but it's just now for me. I've been streaming on TikTok more often because that's where I've got more followers. I've got 1.6K on TikTok. On YouTube, I got like 700 subscribers. Twitch, 300. I mean, I prefer TikTok because it's more of a widespread community where I can have more than I need. With
The
Twitch, it's
algorithm is different.
yeah, the
Algorithm is
algorithm's
different.
different. With Twitch, like you gotta be doing something to be put onto the front page.
Right,
Let's be
right.
real. So, um, and especially YouTube. I used to stream on YouTube, and like it was like it was okay. I had a couple people come in. I think the most people I had watching me was about 100 people, and I was playing Minecraft. Um, but TikTok has been another level. I had like 200 people watching me one time when I was streaming Call of Duty. Sat there watching the countdown for Black Ops 7 beta to come out. Literally, it was so nuts, and people were like, "Oh, are you really watching the countdown? Are you gonna wait that long?" It's like, yeah,
The hate
fuck
was
yeah,
so
I am.
forced.
Like,
It is so forced.
th- like I couldn't care. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing, and then that's where it's gonna just take off.
Yep.
That's just straight up how it's gonna be. Um, so I was gonna ask you something. For everyone who's watching who feels like they don't quite fit anywhere yet, what would you tell them?
Fit anywhere as far as what? As far as society goes, as far as our
Just as like,
community goes, as far
just
as a gamer.
so like if like a gamer, if they're a content creator, streamer, and they have no place to go, who wants to make content with people, who wants to, you know, play games with people, who has no one to play with, what would you tell them?
never stop being yourself. That's a big thing. Be true to who you are. Whatever your beliefs are, stand on those values, and you'll eventually find a community that works for you. Right. The beauty behind Merc, we have people who have different religious views, different political views, all across the board. Right. Different lifestyles, different ways of believing. Uh, every you can literally go down the list at Merck and pick any 10 people at random, and they're going to have 10 different beliefs about things. And guess what? It's a healthy ecosystem because why? You have different people who are actually decent human beings and not focused on, okay, I'm going to be focused on my goals and nothing else matters, or I'm going to be focused on being toxic, nothing else matters, right? You have to have people who understand that just because you believe something different or you have a different way of life doesn't make it wrong, doesn't make what you believe and the way that you move and the way that you act wrong, right? Another thing that we have a lot of people who have had uh, challenges or maybe have some mental problems or struggles that they face, whether it be ADHD, autism, cerebral palsy, all of these things we have seen come through the doors of Merck, and we've been able to accommodate most people who have had those challenges. So definitely excited to see where we can continue to take in that, again, that category, having mindful tab. Finding a place to fit in is super important, but don't force yourself, right? You will find a place to fit in. You will find a place that's welcoming to you, to your lifestyle, the way that you act, and the way that you move. Now, that's not to say I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's okay to be a mean individual, to cuss at your friends, to act crazy, to do all these things. That's not cool, right? You have to be a decent human being. And sometimes if you look around the room and it's okay, everywhere I go, I have been the problem. It might be a time to take a reflection and self look in the mirror and say, hey, maybe I need to change the way I'm acting, right? There's been some people who have come through Merck that have done that, right? That their lives and the way that they've acted have changed, right? Wolf, we've talked about personal things that you have struggled with in the beginning, and since I've known you over the course of the time that you've been here, and some of the challenges you've faced and things you've struggled with, or whatever, and to see people's characters try to continue to evolve, to continue to get better, to be the best version of yourself, which is ultimately at the end of the day to be a good solid human being that doesn't focus on just yourself. Don't get me wrong, yourself and your aspirations and everything that you strive for matter. But also the people next to you should matter too. And
Yeah.
if the world has kind of gotten to where it's me, 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 and it should be me, you, me, you, me, you. And it should be a good, healthy mix of those because that's what makes a good human being. Somebody who's selfless and cares about their goals and aspirations, sure, but also cares about the person next to them. And they won't trample on the person next to them to achieve the next rung on the ladder.
Yeah. That is that. That's amazing. Thanks so much.
I do have a interesting question. If you could invest Merc Clan into one gaming company or IP long term, what would it be?
Okay, give me an example of what you mean by this.
So, like, if you could put Merc Clan into, let's say, Call of Duty or like any game that you like to play, what game would you choose?
It's a good question. That's a good question. Um, That's a really good question.
Caught him
If
off
I had
guard.
to pick to where a like Merclan had to invest everything and I had to push all the chips in on the table of this is the only community, the only games that we would play, this is the only thing that we would do, that's it completely. Probably like Super Mario Kart or something like that. And
Ooh.
here's why I say that. Here's why I say that. Um, and most people would expect watching this are like Dakota's going to say Call of Duty without a question. He's going to say Call of Duty, and there's no doubt about it. I'm a lifer for Call of Duty. That's all I play pretty much. I play Rocket League, I play some other stuff here and there, play some sports games here and there. Um, but I also I'm very understanding of the toxicity that comes with that. And we can sit here and we can try to say we're going to combat it and we're going to do all of these things, which we do. Every step and everything that we do, we try to combat toxicity. We do everything that we can. The reality and the real reality that we face is we're never going to beat that giant that's in the Call of Duty community. right? And so that's why I would say a different game other than COD. Um, Great game. Love playing Call of Duty. Over the years, it's evolved. I'm not exactly happy with some of the evolution parts of Call of Duty. But here recently, this game that has come out, Black Ops 7, being one of the great Call of Duties of all time, in my opinion. Even then, even with all of that and the positive things that I have to say about this new game, I still feel that if I had to push all the chips in on the table, I would find a game that has a little bit of a competitive edge. Mario Kart, you still have a first, second, and third place, but it's a cozy game in a way too. And so to find a game that's a cozy game and to have a little bit of a competitive edge, that would probably be the best bet for everybody at Merc for sure.
That's
Yeah,
interesting.
I agree. I used to grow up playing Mario Kart, and I love Mario Kart, so that is a really good idea.
You both, if you guys could have bet your entire life savings on everything that I had just said, that it would have been Call of Duty. It would have been Call of Duty, right?
Yeah, that was my guess.
That's everybody else would have been the same way.
What's funny is in Black Ops 6, I bought the Carolina Royal Ravens because their skin looked just like the Merc clan colors.
I haven't even looked at the one that they come out with here recently. Um, Tango was telling me about it, and I need to go look at it because I might have to pick it up. He said it was very close to ours. So
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to buy one as well.
I
I
need
think
to
the
get
last year
Optic.
I bought the Surge one. I bought the Surge one because the camo looked like lightning.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I bought that. Yeah, but I want to get the
Um,
closest thing to Merc, and then it'll be nice. The thing is, it would be nice if we had our own operator skin, like not even just like operator. Like if we had a CDL skin, it would go hard because I can imagine the camo would be that would go with it. I can imagine the Merc clan logo as a clan tag, the more than gaming as a calling card, the Merc logo as an actual emblem. Like that would go hard.
we need custom emblems back just for that reason.
Do you know what? What's really funny is saying that. From on the old Call of Duties, ever since I've been in Merc, I've actually made the Merc clan logo on my COD accounts, on BO3, BO4, World War Two. Like I've made the Merc clan logo, and it's amazing.
it is a lot of fun, and to be able to live in a world where we can dream about that stuff and to have those aspirations, just to picture it, is a great place to be. Great place to be.
But unfortunately, we can't have custom emblems because people just like to be racist and
Yep.
That
homophobic.
is very true.
Um, so what's wrong? What role does discipline play compared to talent when building something like Mark?
Everybody's talented, not everybody's disciplined. Does that make sense? And I'm going to break it down. Everybody has a talent. Everybody is good at something. You could be good at sleeping. You could be good at talking. You could be good at playing the video game that you aspire to play and be great at. And you could be good at all of that. Not everybody is disciplined. Not everybody can come in and be a decent human being. The world will tell you that. The world has got a lot of evil. But I like to look at, too, just like every day that goes by, uh,
Mm,
it is there is a time where the sun will come up and there is a time that darkness falls. That is the way the world is, right? But without the light, which is the good, you can't have the dark, which is the bad, right? And so
mm,
you have to take a look at both of those things and from a holistic standpoint and say, hey, if I can be a light, that's my choice and that's what I want to do. If I'm going to be the person who lives in darkness and wants to be a menace to society or to other people, there are plenty of those out there as well. So, talent, as far as it goes for being in Merc, I don't think we look for talent because everybody has a talent of some sort. Um, your talent could be a bad talent too, um, which puts you in the undisciplined category. But
mm,
everybody has a choice. Everybody has a choice to get on here to be a decent human being, not to be derogatory, not to be racist, not to be hateful. Everybody has those choices. It's all about the choice that you make. So, again, everybody is talented in their own way, but not everybody is disciplined.
Yeah. Um, what's a mistake that you see that like new clans or concurrent clans or creators make over and over that you wish you'd avoid? Not you. Not sorry. To reiterate that, not you would avoid. What they would avoid.
uh, i- who you bring on, who you have a part of your community, and
Yeah.
discipline. It goes back to the discipline. You can, and to avoid being a shooting star. Okay, everybody loves to see the shooting star through the sky. Everybody loves that. Like the moment that you see a shooting star go across the sky is pretty cool. You want to know why? Because it's rare. Like you don't get to see it all the time. But what does a shooting star really do? If you break that down, it is a very fast heat of light that burns out quick. Right. So that's why they're rare. That's why you don't get to see it. So
Mm.
don't be a shooting star. Don't be somebody who ramps everything up and does all of this great stuff and loses focus on your community, losing focus on the real reason of why. First, you have to have a why. If your why in the esports world is to become a CDL team, if your why is to focus on I'm going to be this millionaire or whatever, uh, I'm going to tell you that there is a less than 1.11% probably that you will ever achieve that. If that's your ambitions and goals, go out there and try to achieve it by all means. But if you look at it from that, and that's the only form that you look at it in, and you're not enjoying it, and you're not focusing on your community, you will fail. And you won't fail like over a period of time. You're going to fail early and you're going to fail often. And you're going to look in the mirror and say, why isn't this working? Well, the reason why it's not working is because your heart for people has to be there too. To do it successfully, the way, Merc is not the biggest esports community. By any stretch of the imagination. We all know that. We're not naive to that. But it's also knowing your place and knowing your worth, right? You can look at there are people who have, and you guys know this as well as I do, most Merc members do. They've seen people that have went off to try and do their own thing. Merc Clan is often, you know, it, they try to often replicate what we're doing. Um, it's really hard to do that. And the reason it's hard
Mm.
to do that is because you have to have passion for people. Most of the people who have left who have tried to do that have failed miserably. And that's not our wish for people. We've told people all the time, if you choose to go out and start something of your own, by all means have success. We want you to have success. Let us be the lily pad that you jump on to go to your next dream and ambition. If we taught you
Mm.
something and you want to use it, do it. Um, now, are we going to go out there and say, hey, we're just going to support another esports company because of X, Y, and Z? No, because that's not fair to the members who are dedicated to Merc. If they wanted to be a part of something else and they wanted us to work with somebody else in that capacity, they would be with somebody else, right? We can't have and pull our resources to support other communities. It's not because we don't want to see people succeed, because we do. We've had a lot of good friends. I have had a lot of good friends in the industry and esports companies, and I won't name them because sadly, they're no longer here. They no longer are doing this. And it's some people that we've had really good relationships that were some were even bigger than us in that capacity, bigger
Yeah.
communities, bigger esports, and they have failed and fallen to the wayside because the industry is also very rinse and repeat, very turn and burn. How you avoid that and how you avoid being turned and burned is by having a heart for people. You cannot replicate having a heart for people. You can't do it. You can't pretend. So,
Yeah.
definitely the best advice I can be is have the heart for people and love what you do. If you don't, it's never going to work.
Yeah. I to piggyback on some of that, I remember when we had that incident last year with Dubby and we had some people leave and no, as much as I continue to support them, we don't want to see them have a downfall. Like it's just a matter of time of just trying to see them grow. and unfortunately, with them not here, we can't really do much apart from just support them.
Yeah, I mean, that's all you can do.
Yep.
That's all you
Yeah,
can do. I know that there were some people who have left to again do their own thing. You can try to support, and then you have those people who leave on bad terms too, right? And I'll touch on this briefly. If you leave on bad terms, uh, I'm still going to remain professional, and I'm not going to wish anything upon you. You've never seen us at Merc wish or put any bad things on social media about anybody or anything like that. There are some real people who have come through Merc who have been very, very nasty, very vulgar, disgusting individuals that have been very vile to the fabric of what we try to do, and that only toughens your skin. I deal with that all the time. Probably one out of every 100 people that I deal with are pretty vile that I've had to deal with in a very, very, very harsh way, but also remain professional. And it's difficult to do that because I don't take lightly when you disrespect our members, when you disrespect your peers, the people who are next to you. I don't take that very lightly. I don't take lightly the people lying about things. That's one way they really get on my bad side. And I think if you can't be trusted, right? You can't be trusted as an individual, then you would do anything for your own self gain, and that's not what I'm about. And so I choose to surround myself with people who are ethical and try to focus on the truth of things and try to just be again good human beings.
yeah. I was a couple of years ago. I was actually in an actual Call of Duty clan. It was
I'll be right
like a
back.
UK clan. It was in a UK clan, and I've told this Blaze. I told Blaze already, and he was like, "What the fuck?" I told him the whole story. So pretty much, um, it was all chill. It was all cool. Um, I posted one video, and it was a very like dark humor type video. Like it was just casually like a just playing games, dark humor. Someone saw it, then told that it was literally like Chinese whispers, and then it got to the top, and I got booted. Then they bad mouthed me, and it went on all social media, and people started attacking me and harassing me. They went to the point where they would stalk my Facebook profile, take a picture of my mum's profile picture, and use it as their Twitter image, as like their profile picture. And they just kept harassing me and harassing me. And like that's not what a clan is about. That's if you love your community, you wouldn't do that to someone. Like if you leave them bad terms, like you said, you'd
If
still
they're,
wish them the best.
and I don't mean to, I don't mean to cut you short, but let this be a PSA to everybody who's watching, anybody who watches this. If you come into Merc and you stalk or you are an individual who does something to that level of ignorance and you try to use things against people, um, one people that people don't understand is at Merc we everything that we do is legal, right, through the state. We have everything, we have LLCs, all of this stuff. I don't play the game of social media of okay, well, this is we're going to do this, we're going to go back and forth, we're going to do. If it gets to a point, I will sue you and take you to court for harassment, for slander. I have done it. Okay, I don't mess around with stuff like that. That is people's livelihoods. That is people's mental health. Um, and don't get me wrong, there are two sides to every story, and I understand that. And there's a truth that lies in the middle. So if you ever anybody who thinks that they're going to come around, especially around our community and the members that I serve day in day out, and are going to harass the people that I care about, you will find yourself on the end of a very very bad day. And it's not something that it's not even something that's like okay, well he's just saying that. No, I'm not just saying that. That's a real reality. You can ask the owners, you can ask the admin. Will not play. I don't play about stuff like that. I don't play about like the racism. I don't play about anything that does with sexual misconduct. Those things are zero tolerant things that we deal with. I don't.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna. We're also not on here to raise anybody's kids. We're all adults. 90% of Merc, 95.9%, I would say, of Merc are all adults. We need to make sure that we conduct ourselves as such every day, day in, day out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's just the reality, and you know it. At this point, when it comes to like people trying to harass me, it's like I couldn't give a fuck anymore. Like you're just acting like a child. Like it's just childish behavior. Like
The
just
best way to combat
brush it
stuff
off,
like that
brush it off.
is just block them and just ignore it.
Yeah,
Yep.
Because
yeah,
it's kind
that's
of
how it
like
is.
building. I don't know if anybody's built sourdough or had any understanding of how to. But you have to continue to feed sourdough, or it doesn't grow. Okay, don't feed sourdough, and it won't grow. You know, so if you don't feed it and you don't allow it to continue to do, it'll become stagnant and it'll just fall off. That's my best advice that I can give anybody. If you're dealing with
Mm,
stuff like that, just block them and just ignore it. Don't feed into people.
no, of
If you
course,
feed
that's
into
just
it, you make it worse. You become part of the
yeah.
problem as well.
Don't poke the bear. Don't feed the fire.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Um, to wrap things up, I have one more question. Blaze, do you have one more question?
I do have one more question.
Right.
Okay. I'm good. You guys are fine. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Um, what's the
Make
hardest
these
truth
last
you?
two questions two good questions. I want two good questions. If there's something you want to know, you better ask it.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Um. Okay. So if this conversation is the only thing someone ever hears about Merkland, what do you want them to remember?
Same thing I would if it ended tomorrow. The heart, the passion for people. If you can't tell that through the way that we conduct business every day, day in, day out, we're doing something wrong. And so I'm proud that we've been able to stand on that and to be able to sit here and say confidently that our team and our community has been just hand over fist thankful for one another and shown compassion for one another. Again, like I said, we've had people from all different walks of life, people who battle and struggle with mental things and mental illness and all kinds of things that people just in the regular world don't get or don't understand or don't sympathize with. We're here to do that. We've had a great opportunity to serve the members of Merck in that capacity that are struggling, and I think that we do a great job of trying to make sure that we take that seriously and make sure that our focus is on those members and those people who truthfully need that help and need that level of comfort and stability in a community that's going to be there and have your back. And it's not going to just run and hide. It's not going to close the doors. It's going to fight tooth and nail for the members and the people that are a part of what we stand for.
Mm.
All right. So, I actually have two. This first one might stretch it a little bit. If you cannot
I said,
answer,
I said, make them good, and he added another one on there. I'm liking it. I'm liking it.
if you cannot answer this first question, I have a backup. Are there
Okay.
any teasers that you can show us that is going to be like Merc Clan related or tell us about?
He's taking the piss now. He's taking the
If
piss.
you cannot
Oh.
answer, that's fine.
As far as okay, that's a fair question. Looking around here to see if okay, I will share this. The chaotic event will be more than what you bargained for.
Ooh.
The chaotic event in March will be more than what people bargained for.
Okay.
When you guys picture the chaotic event, let me ask you guys a question. When you guys picture the chaotic event, what do you guys picture happening at the chaotic event? Like just something like like the Merc, obviously people being there in the community. What do you picture that event just being like? Like if you had to pick if you had to pick like something, just give me an outlandish thing. If something was to happen like outlandishly that you felt would be outlandish or that would be crazy, what would it be?
I'm seeing another choke slam happen by you.
Yes.
Maybe something bigger or better.
What would be bigger than and better than that?
Jumping off the top ropes.
That would be crazy.
I'd say it's either going to be you jumping off the top ropes, of course, or you and I don't know who else is going to be going.
It's got to be like it's got to be you
from Merc going to the event live.
I think it'll be like you and like
you and Hollow
a
or something.
couple other Merc members just jumping in the ring.
tag team that.
So tag team, yeah.
Oh,
So you're saying so the craziest thing you guys are saying could be jumping off the top rope, maybe a tag team match where I'm involved with people at the event. That would be, first of all, I want you to know how crazy that would be for me to wrestle in a match at a wrestling event. That would be crazy. You guys have no idea how wild that would be. Um, but I'll say this: stay tuned because it will be a spectacular event.
I'm so glad
I'm
I
looking
paid
forward
for
to it.
my package. Oh, I'm so happy
I'm
I
wait.
paid for that.
I'm waiting to get it done. I'm ready for it. I'm gonna be there.
And this will be the
I
last
wish I
thing.
was there.
Oh,
Oh, oh, oh, oh.
little teaser.
Can't show anything else there, but
Something,
Ooh.
something,
little something.
something. So you know, those are two good teasers for you. So I answered that question the best I know how.
Perfect.
Oh, I do have one more question. For the people watching who are part of Merc or hoping to be part of Merc, what does it truly mean to belong in Merc?
To be comfortable in your own skin, to be comfortable with who you are, and to be a part of the community that accepts you for who you are. Right?
Yeah.
You have to come in. If you come into Merc, you have to understand that people may view you differently. People may have a difference of opinion. People may have all of those things. Right, but there's not one person in Merc that's going to tell you because let's just use politics for example. It's a very controversial thing. Politics, whether it be Republican, whether it be Democrat, whether it be in your country, you're a fan of whoever's in charge at the time, or you're not. Right, very polarizing. That's just how the world is. When you come into Merc, none of that matters because there are people that I serve with at the highest level on our owners board, on the admin team that believe differently than I believe, that I believe differently than they believe. But at the end of the day, coming to Merc, you can be yourself and be who you are. As long as you're not judging somebody else and being rude or being very controlling of other people's opinions and how they are, it's okay to have great conversation and dialogue. That's welcome. That should be what we do as a society, is to talk about our differences, our beliefs, and have common ground conversations. I get the opportunity to do that with our members on a regular basis, and I'm very proud of that. But never once do I shoot down somebody and say, hey, you're completely wrong. It doesn't matter what you say, and you can't convince me otherwise. It's always a good conversation and dialogue. So if you come into Merc, and the people who do come into Merc, I want you to be yourself, be who you are. That's what our community tries to create, that environment, a good ecosystem for everybody from all walks of life, no matter what your economic status is, no matter what your religion is, no matter what your ethnic background is, no matter what your sexuality is, no matter all of those things that can be very polarizing and people can have their difference of opinions on, no matter what it may be, you can be here and be a part of it because why? We're one team, one brand, one goal. And that goal is to change each other's hearts and minds and lives, and that's what we try to do.
Yep.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, Dakota. Thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely.
It's been an honor for you to be here.
You guys sure you don't have another question?
I am all out of questions.
I'm all done. I'm all
Okay.
done. Blaze, over to you.
All right. Thank you, Big Dog, for coming on. It's been an honor having you here. All of his socials will be down below in the description. What else? Oh yeah, check out Merc
Merch.
Clan.
Oh yeah.
M3RKCLAN.com. Come check us
Or
out.
join the Discord, which is discord.gg/M3RKCLAN.
Yep.
Don't forget, it is your last chance to get the Christmas merch before we move over into 2026.
Yes.
We're going to be launching some brand new stuff. Yeah, that's it. This is the final episode.
Yep.
So yeah, we'll see you guys in 2026.
Season 2 coming next year.
Let's go.
Merry Christmas to everyone. Be safe out
Merry
there.
Christmas, guys.
Have fun
Christmas, everything.
and enjoy your Christmas. Peace.
Take care, guys.